My name is Taylor Yee, and so I first just wanted to thank everyone for coming out here tonight. I know it might be a long drive, and I know that it might be far away, but thank you guys so much for all of your support. It really does mean a lot. So, as my mom just mentioned, my great-grandmother's story has always been a huge inspiration for all of this. She started an orphanage, and through that, it has always inspired me to just be a better person and to always help others. So at an early age, I was taught, no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted, which is a quote from Aesop, and that's one of the quotes that I live by and that I love. We have a frame in our house, and I see it every single day. And so through this constant reminder, it has always reminded me to always give to the less fortunate and to give, a helping hand to someone who you might see at school or on the street. So one of the things that I did that might have sparked Touching Heart was when I had a birthday party, and instead of asking my friends to give me presents, I asked if they could just donate to a local charity of their choice. And I was amazed at how many cards and letters I received telling me how much that they enjoyed the process and how much they loved giving back to the community. So that's one of the things that started Touching Heart. Now, Touching Heart has many programs. Ava will share her experience with our Art of Giving workshops, and then Laura will talk about her experience with the Kids on a Mission, and then Chris will conclude with our partnership programs in the U.S. and Italy. So thank you all so much for all of your support.
And I'm 6 years old. I'm here to tell you about Touching Heart's Art of Giving workshop. The workshop is run by teenagers who teach kids like me about compassion and kindness. It also teaches kids that there are many kids around the world and in the U.S. who are in need of our help. After the workshop, I felt inspired to do more for others, so I wrote letters and donated and asked my friends to join us. The Art of Giving workshop helps me understand how blessed and lucky I am. I am helping to make the world a better place. Thank you.
Manager for the inaugural Touching Heart Fun Run that took place last October, and I'm here to speak about our Kids on a Mission program. I got involved in Touching Heart by attending a workshop a few years ago, and what I learned there really resonated with me. So last spring, a group of 6 other Touching Heart ambassadors and myself came together to brainstorm project ideas, and therefore the Fun Run was born. So Kids on a Mission is Touching Heart's newest program and designed for kids of all ages, whether 15 like me or 6 like Ava. Projects can be one day or long term. So how it works is children choose a cause that they would like to raise money for from Touching Heart's list, and then they come up with a project on their own. For example, a lemonade stand or a fountain. So the purpose of this program is to inspire kids to be doers in the hopes that the skills that they acquire here will stay with them and the experience will empower them to be the leaders of tomorrow. So we just started discussing the Fun Run in May and then held it in October, so we planned for about 5 months. It was 6 other 15-year-olds plus myself. So we first decided that our cause would be raising money to buy clean water tablets for an orphanage in Kenya. Then we divided ourselves into 6 committees: volunteers, publicity, logistics, designs, refreshment, and sponsorship, with each girl heading a committee and then reaching out to her friends and family for more volunteers. We also worked with 3 adult coaches from Chubb Insurance who were very helpful, especially with harder details such as county permits and insurance. And we took a lot away from working with them. Conference calls were held twice a week, once with our Chubb coaches and then once with just the ambassador team. So by this point, it was August, and it was really amazing to see how all of the details for the run were falling into place. I personally found it very empowering knowing that just a group of teenagers were going to be able to pull off this successful event. And all of the real life experience that I was gaining during the process gave me a real sense of accomplishment and confidence. So a few days before the race, I got a chance to speak to Vicki, who was the orphanage director. So she told me how excited the children were and how much they too enjoyed running. As it turns out, they have to run barefoot because they only have one pair of shoes and they didn't want to wear them out, whereas most of us have 5 or 6 pairs. So this was when it all really hit home for me. It felt great to know what a difference I'd be making in these kids' lives. So finally the race day arrived and everyone was very excited. As each runner checked in, they were given a name of a Kenyan orphan to wear on their chest when they were running so that they would know exactly who they were running for. So the orphans ran at the exact same time in Kenya that we did, except they ran 8 miles, whereas we only ran 1. But the race was very successful and we were able to send a lot of money overseas to buy the tablets. So now I'd like to invite all of you to ask your friends, kids, and neighbors to consider joining Kids on a Mission. And I promise that it will be one of their most rewarding experiences. Finally, I would like to thank all of you for your generous support so that we are able to know the joy of giving. And I hope to inspire other kids to do the same. Later in the evening, we also have a sign-up sheet to receive information about the Kids on a Mission program over at the Touching Heart table. So if you want to stop by later, that would be great. Thank you for your time and support.
Hi, my name is Chris Unger, and I am a 9th grader at Stonebridge High School. I have an 11-year-old brother. His name's Dawson, and we definitely get on each other's nerves just about every day. And even though we get on each other's nerves, I cannot imagine not being able to live with him. My stepfather was introduced to the Touching Hearts program through one of his co-workers. He told my mom about it, and they decided to volunteer one day, Christmas season, as a family. We volunteered at the winter party, which is one of the events that the Touching Hearts holds in. When we were being introduced to what we were doing, Miss Helen told us that some of the foster kids would be seeing their siblings for the first time in weeks or months. That's when I thought about my brother and how much it would just stink not being able to see him for long periods of time like that. On that day, we got to make some candy necklaces for the kids. There was one kid who really showed me how big of a deal it was that he got to see his brothers and sisters. He had first come over by himself, was very shy and standoffish. We helped him to make a candy necklace, he took it, smiled, and then ran off to do another activity. He then came back about 15 minutes later with his older brother, who he showed how to make a candy necklace without the need of our help. He then returned about another 15 minutes later with an older sister and taught her too how to make a candy necklace. He was talking a lot at this point and looked like he was just having a great time. And I saw just how much happier he was being with his siblings. The Touching Hearts program is so cool, and it is really awesome that I get to help them out with this. Touching Hearts has joined some local foster care children's programs. They currently are working with the Fairfax County and Loudoun County foster care systems. There are some really fun programs they do with the kids, like the Winter Party and the Summer Fun Fair. The Winter Party is in Fairfax, and is a day where the kids can come in, hang out with each other, get some food, walk around, and do some fun crafts. I have not gone to the Summer Fun Fair yet, but I am planning on doing it this year. I know that all the kids had a great time at the Winter Party, and I didn't see anyone who didn't look happy to be there. Aside from the Touching Hearts programs locally, they've carefully selected orphanages and schools to partner up with in other countries. Currently, they have partnerships with orphanages in Mozambique, Kenya, Zambia, and a school in Colombia. The Touching Hearts goal with these orphanages and schools is to help these centers become self-sustaining by investing in projects that help them to become independent and self-run centers. This way, they are not heavily dependent on other donors to provide for their operational costs. The impact that the Touching Hearts programs makes on these kids is so incredible. I'm happy to be here to tell you about the Touching Hearts programs because the stuff they do is just amazing. I got to meet lots of new people and interact with some really cool kids, and it really showed me what I had to be grateful for. The experience really gave me an appreciation for the stuff that I have. My family and I all said as we were leaving, we're so glad we were able to help out with this, and it left us feeling great. Thank you so much for allowing me to have this experience, and thank you all for coming out today.